How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? It's your boy Adam here, live on Couch Sports Football, and we have Premier League action for you today. It is Arsenal taking on Everton at Goodison Park, and we spoke about it yesterday. They are not the team. They are definitely not the team that they will want to be right now. Everton, the board, they are complaining about them. The manager has been changed. No signings coming in or out of the team. Can Everton do anything today? Well, let's have a look at the Opta Analyst match preview of Everton versus Arsenal. When was this written? Does it say? February 4th? Oh no, it came out. It's Matt Furness at the Opta Analyst. Arsenal are unsurprising favourites. Well, obviously. Sean Dyche's first match in charge of Everton to end defeat. Victory for Gunners would be their 100th league win over the Toffees. Two teams at opposite ends of the table, and perhaps the 2022-23 fate of each side was foreshadowed in Arsenal's 4-0 win over Everton back in May. Arsenal are now setting the pace at the top with 5-point advantage over Manchester City, whilst Everton are 19th just on goal difference, keeping them off the bottom ahead of Southampton. Despite having played a game more than the Gunners, Everton have less than a third of their points tally in 22-23, and this was enough for the Toffees board to sack Frank Lampard. Dyche has a monumental task on his hands to preserve Everton's top-flight league status, one that's been constant since 1953 and 1954. They have not been relegated, ladies and gentlemen, since 1953. But having kept Burnley up in competition with arguably less resources at his disposal in 5 different Premier League seasons is a task he's proven adequate at solving, and he has time to solve it. Obviously, Mikel Arteta doesn't have that same concern. The Spaniard has guided his team to the summit of the Premier League with the youngest team in the competition across this season. On average, the starting 11 is 24 years old. And Arteta, former Everton player, made 174 appearances and has impressed everyone with his high-intensity style and ruthless attacking football. He'll be looking to guide Arsenal to their 100th league win over Everton since the English Football League began in 1888. And their current 99 win tally is already an EFL record for one team versus a single opponent. But reaching the century will be a nice landmark. You can see there the most wins against a single opponent: Arsenal against Everton, Arsenal against Man City, Arsenal against Aston Villa. These are all Arsenal. So Arsenal against Everton is the top one. Second is against Man City. Third, Villa, Everton again. What that doesn't even make sense. I think that's a typo there. Everton have won 3 of their last 4 Premier League games against Arsenal, as many as they had in their previous 26 games. We're getting Muller tomorrow. Triple X Big Ricky, how are you doing? My brother, welcome to the stream. No Antonio Conte tomorrow. He is out due to surgery that he had to have. How are you doing? What are your predictions for tomorrow? You think you're going to lose? Let's be honest. Who doesn't think that? Everton have won 3 of their last 4 Premier League games against Arsenal, as many as they had in their previous 26 games. They've won their last 2 home games against Arsenal at Goodison Park and could win 3 in a row in the home fixture for the first time since 1977, 1978, and that would be a huge outcome for Everton if Sean Dyche can get his way. I'm telling you, we're fucked. 3-0 City. Was that the way? See, you did make a signing, if I recall correctly. I don't know off the top of my head who the player was, but he's more of an attacking fullback, which is what Antonio Conte will have wanted. we'll have to wait and see because Tottenham, they did score 2 goals against City. Dan Juma, that's the striker, and Poro's the one that I'm on about. But you did score 2 goals against City in the, was it the Premier League? What was that, the Premier League, or was it the FA Cup? Premier League? It was the Premier League, right? City Tottenham Thursday. It was the Premier League. It was a Thursday game. Prem. Their historic record against teams in the Premier League has extremely been poor. Everton have faced Premier League leaders on the day of the game on 44 different occasions and have only won 3 of those encounters against Chelsea, Manchester City, and Arsenal. Arsenal have scored at least 5 goals on 5 separate occasions in the Premier League this against Everton, including a 5-1 victory in their last meeting. No side has scored 5+ goals against another in the competition more often. This is the last meeting between these two sides. 5-1 to Arsenal in May 2022. Let's look at Everton's recent form. Last 12 games, 1 victory, 2 losses, 2 draws and 9 losses. Compared to like Bournemouth, who have just been promoted, Leeds United, who are going through a managerial change, Wolves, who have chopped and changed a bit, so it's not working out for them. Arsenal have won 50 points in their 19 Premier League games this season, which is the highest points total at this stage of a league campaign. 5 of those previous top flight sides went on to win 50 points or more from the first 19, went on to win the title. Starting with their 5-1 win over Everton, Arsenal have just lost 1 of their 20 Premier League matches against Manchester United. Not right in it there, are they? Random bed thought last night. Go on at Triple X, let me know what your random bed thought was. Everton have currently gone 10 games without winning all competitions for the first time since 1994, while their current 8 competition current club in the competition should fail to win this match. It'll be the longest run without a win in the Premier League since that forgettable 1994 span. Former Goodison Park has been terrible, losing 4 in a row against Southampton, Brighton, Wolves and Leicester. Their worst losing run at home in league since a 7-game sequence between April and September 58. My primary school was 10 minutes away from Tottenham Hotspurs, but my primary school did everything Arsenal themed. Tottenham fans exist. Well, does that mean that your head teacher was an Arsenal fan? Surely that means your head teacher was an Arsenal fan. Across their last 12 games, their 5 points is by far the worst record of any current 20 Premier League club. Their only win over this period is a 3-0 victory at home to Crystal Palace in October, thanks to goals from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Anthony Gordon and Dwight McNeil. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is someone to look out for Everton. I feel like if you can get him fit, he is the one that's going to score the goals. You look at under Carlo Ancelotti, 24 goals in 53 appearances. That was huge. Bro, I'm telling you, Arsenal toys, books, pictures, theme parties, and everything. Bro, my mom isn't even into football. Wow, so someone definitely was. Someone was into football there. He needs to step up, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, under Sean Dyche. He's the outlet that can go on and score goals, cause a bit of disruption for Arsenal's defence and defences to come. Can he stay fit and create something for Everton today? On the other hand, the guy to look out for Arsenal is Bukayo Saka. Currently has 46 goal involvements in 8,000 minutes. Only Cesc Fabregas has more. 25% chances Everton victory. I don't even think it's 25%. I think that's far too high. I think it's like a 0.1% chance of victory. Predicted lead positions, 55%. Percentage probabilities of finishing in each position are shown. Only probabilities at least are labelled. So for Manchester United, it's across here. But ladies and gentlemen, let's transfer over to the Premier League campaign. Let's transfer over to the game. Because we have a huge one here on Cat Sports Football with Arsenal taking on Everton at Goodison Park. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. They even got Arsenal players to send a message to the school. Wow. Wow. Let's give you the Everton team news. He's gone for a flat 4-4-2. He's gone back to basics against this Arsenal side. He has gone Jordan Pickford in goal. Seamus Coleman, Connor Cody, James Tarkowski, and Vitali Mikalenko. Decore, Idrissa Gana, Onana, and Dwight McNeil with Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Alex Iwobi up front. Yeah. What? All right. How are we doing, guys? Apologies. Family's family. How are we doing? 7 minutes into the game. Everton nil, Arsenal nil, and Sean Dyche is already having a word with his players, letting them know. Is someone down on the ground? Here we go with Arsenal shooting from left to right. Everton from right to left here on Couch Sports Football. And it's Gabriel on the ball. Into Ben White. Looking like Everton going to a 4-5-1 when Arsenal are having a ball. Zinchenko on the centre circle. Into the path of Ben White on the halfway line, who brings it into the Everton half. Out to the Shrine side towards Bukayo Saka, a player to look out for. Into Ben White. Ben White goes backwards to Saliba, to Gabriel on that left-hand side, and lays it into the path of Martinelli, who signed a long extension earlier this week. And Everton win the ball back with Dwight McNeil on that right side. Former Burnley man Dwight McNeil and Tarkowski. He'll have something to relate to with this manager. He'll know what is expected under Sean Dyche. Everton win the ball back with Dwight McNeil, and it falls to Onana, who returns it back to Dwight McNeil. Iwobi to his left, and he goes on the edge of the box, takes a shot. It's blocked. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is there, but Ramsdale gathers the ball, and the flag stays down, and Arsenal will counter here with Martin Odegaard bringing it into the Everton half. There's 4 players tracking back for Everton. Out to the right side towards Bukayo Saka. Shimmies on his left foot, takes a shot instantly, but he's then surrounded by Everton players, and it comes out of the box here on the right side. Claims for a handball, nothing given, and it falls to Martin Odegaard. Gabriel is there, tries to feed it forward, but it's intercepted there by Tarkowski, and Onana comes away with it here for Everton. Dwight McNeil over the top, and he tries to find him, but it's overhit. And Ramsdale will gather it here on this left-hand side. 9 minutes into the game. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Thomas Partey now. Into the path of Zinchenko. Plays a 1-2 with Martinelli. And it goes backwards to Gabriel. Into the path of Ben White on the halfway line. Out to the Shrine side towards Bukayo Saka. Bringing the ball forward. Backwards to Ben White. Sees a switch out to that left side towards Martinelli, who's in behind here. He manages to bring the ball under control. Dwight McNeil forces him to go back to Zinchenko. And Zinchenko crosses the ball into the box, and it's straight into the hands of Jordan Pickford here on the Shrine side. Tindles, how are you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. Everton nil, Arsenal nil, 10 minutes into the game. Predictions for today. Let's be honest, everyone's predicting an Arsenal victory, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin will want to try and create something. Xhaka wins the ball back. It falls to Partey on this left-hand side. Goes backwards to Saliba. Saliba into the path of Odegaard. Odegaard now has time to turn. I'm saying 3-0 Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. It's either Arsenal are going to win. Arsenal are either going to run away with it, or Everton are going to force a 0-0 draw. Cody falls backwards to Partey with a shot from distance, but Pickford gathers it in his hands, and Everton will restart here on the Shrine side 11 minutes into the game. Cody threads it into Dwight McNeil, but it's intercepted there by Zinchenko. Xhaka finds Partey on the centre circle, bringing it forward. Squares it into the path of Ben White in the Everton half. He's got Saka to his right, but it goes left to Xhaka in the centre circle. Over the top towards Martinelli down that left-hand side. Martinelli 1-on-1 against Dwight McNeil. Goes around the outside. Tries to cut it back, but it's intercepted there by Idrissa Gana again. It falls to Onana, who tries to feed it first time into Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but Thomas Partey is there. And he goes back to Gabriel, and Everton just need to try and get Dominic Calvert-Lewin into the game. Let him hold the ball up. Let him invite Dwight McNeil and Iwobi in the wing out wide to, overlap and get something going. The ball's passed through into Odegaard. Onana forces him backwards. Odegaard holds onto it here. Spins on the spot into Bukayo Saka. Backwards to Partey, who gets away from Idrissa Gana. He gets away from Decore into Xhaka. Out to that left side towards Martinelli. And Coleman lets that go out for a goal kick. Everton nil, Arsenal nil here on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Long kick out by Jordan Pickford into Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who wins the header. But no one's running on to the end of that. It falls to Ramsdale here. And he finds Thomas Partey on this left-hand side. Partey now on the ball. Into the middle. Finds Zinchenko. Zinchenko on the centre circle. Holds onto the ball on the halfway line. Switches it out to the right side towards Bukayo Saka, who brings the ball under control. 1-on-1 against Alex Iwobi. Lays it into the middle towards Ben White. Ben White into Partey. Partey into Zinchenko. Zinchenko has Martinelli making the run in behind, but it's overhit by Zinchenko. And Jordan Pickford will gather in his hands, and he sets off Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's over him. And Gabriel comfortably goes into Saliba on the left-hand side. Thomas Partey bringing the ball forward for Arsenal on the centre circle. Martinelli's free down that left-hand side again, but he goes short to Zinchenko. Zinchenko holds the ball on the halfway line, brings it into the Everton half, finds Xhaka in between the lines, into Odegaard, but it's intercepted there by Onana, and Everton now come away with the ball with Dwight McNeil on the right-hand side. Just try and keep possession of the ball, Everton. Just move it about. Don't force it. Connor Cody into Onana. Onana being harassed there by Partey, and he's brought down, and he's got Everton a free kick. And the game carries on with Dwight McNeil on the halfway line. He's got Decore, Alex Iwobi, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin ahead of him. He holds onto the ball, Dwight McNeil. Goes out wide to Decore. Coleman makes overlapping run. Decore with the ball into the box, but it's headed away. And it falls to Odegaard, who goes short to Xhaka. All the way back to Gabriel. Gabriel into Saliba. Saliba into Ben White on this left-hand side. Alex Iwobi trying to apply the pressure. Clears it down the line, but it falls to Tarkowski, and it's Idrissa Gana Gueye on the ball. First time into Onana. Returns it back to Idrissa Gana Gueye. He gets away from Saka. Out to the sector side to Alex Iwobi, and the referee pulls it back for a foul on Bukayo Saka. 15 minutes into the game. "15 minutes into the game, Everton 0, Arsenal 0 here on Couch Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Saka just getting himself back up. Something, he's not back up on his feet. Yeah, he's got something in his eye there. Bukayo Saka. The Arsenal physios coming onto the pitch to check on Bukayo Saka. Just having a bit of words with his players. Sean Dyche will be happy with what I've seen so far. 15 minutes into it. He's struggling to see Bukayo Saka. Look, his eye's swollen up, you know. His eye has swollen up. I would not be surprised if he comes off here. And it's just a flailing hand by Idrissa Gana Gueye. No malice in that. There's no malice in that. It's just a flailing hand. And he's getting some treatment here. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Trossard and Vieira warming up here for Arsenal. Saka still on the ground. Saka still getting some treatment here. Is it going to be... Has he got enough in him to get back up? Saka, he has walked off the pitch. The question is, can he carry on? We'll have to wait and see. Here we go with Gabriel into Partey on the centre circle, who has time to turn. Goes out to the right side towards Bukayo Saka, one-on-one against Mikalenko. Goes backwards to Ben White. Ben White into the path of Partey. Partey has time to turn and lays it into Gabriel on the halfway line, bringing it into the Everton half. Goes out wide to Martinelli on that left-hand side. Martinelli has Zinchenko and Xhaka for options, but he goes backwards to Gabriel, and he goes into Partey. Back to Gabriel here on this left-hand side. 18 minutes into the game. Zinchenko out to the left-hand side towards Martinelli, but Coleman's off quickly, and he hits it out for a throw-in. Zinchenko now to take the throw-in on this left-hand side in the Everton half. 18 minutes played. Backwards to Xhaka. Xhaka goes all the way back to Gabriel. Gabriel on the left-hand side. First time into Zinchenko, and he goes backwards to Saliba. And Saliba comes over the top towards Odegaard, but he goes out for a throwing. And Everton applying pressure to Arsenal when they get to their back line. They're not laying them out like easily, should I say. How long can that last? Onana from the throwing. Mikalenko can't keep it in play. Goes out for an Arsenal throwing here. Oh no, Everton throwing. Mikalenko now. Over the top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Into Dwight McNeil. He lays it back to Calvert-Lewin. He brings it central into Decore. Decore switches it out wide to Coleman, and he does well to get himself out of danger. Goes into Iwobi on the right side. Iwobi right foot into the box. Can he find the Everton head? No, he can't, because Ben White is there. Sorry, Gabriel is there. And he heads it out for a corner. 19 minutes into the game. Everton 0. Arsenal 0 here on Catch Sports Football. Everton 0, Arsenal 0 here. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes played, and Everton have a corner down that right-hand side of the pitch. Dwight McNeil, former Burnley man, former Dyche man, comes over to take the corner, and it's moments like this where Everton need to use the height to their advantage. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a menace when it comes to headers. The ball's put in over the top, everyone, and Onana can't head it. Actually, it comes off another Arsenal player and goes out for another corner down this left-hand side. Comes off, I think it's Saliba. Corner down the right-hand side. 20 minutes played. Alex Iwobi comes over to take the corner, gives the signal. Alex Iwobi, 20th minute. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Iwobi whips the ball back post. Oh, and it hits the side netting. And it goes out for another corner. Aiming for that back post from these corners. Here we go with a corner again on that right side for Everton. Again, back post. Heading towards goal. Zinchenko heads it away. Saka clears it out the box. And it goes out for an Everton throwing down the left-hand side. Mikalenko to take the throwing. Plays a 1-2 with Garner Gay. On the halfway line. Plays it into the middle towards Tarkowski, who has time to turn. Switches it out to this left-hand side towards Mikalenko. Mikalenko finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Dwight McNeil, who holds onto the ball. Tries to go around the outside of Bukayo Saka. And there's another corner for Everton, which means Goodison Park gets up on his feet and senses the slightest bit of hope. And it's the hope that kills you, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to football. 22 minutes played. Alex Iwobi comes over to take the corner down the left-hand side. Deep corners have been the forte so far. Let's see what they do here. It's a near post corner. And it's headed over the bar by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it goes out for a goal kick on this left-hand side. Arsenal to restart the game here on this left-hand side. Sean Dyche there, expecting more from his players. Ramsdale plays a 1-2 with Gabriel. Decore comes over to pressure. So does Iwobi. Everton players are pressing from the front. Eddie Nketiah does well to hold on to the ball, and he's brought down, which forces an Arsenal free kick here. 23 minutes played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Partey plays it to Zinchenko, bringing it forward into the Everton half. Lays it to Xhaka. Xhaka tries to find Eddie Nketiah, but Tarkowski's there, and Everton clear it away with Iwobi. Down the line into the pass of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, battling out against Gabriel. And he goes backwards to Ramsdale. Ramsdale tries to find first time into Gabriel, and Everton come away with the ball here. Sorry, Arsenal come away with the ball with Partey. Ben White on this left-hand side. Squares it into Partey on the centre circle. First time into Zinchenko. Backwards to Gabriel. Returns it back to Zinchenko, who has time to turn. And sees a ball over the top towards Bukayo Saka down the right side. Dwight McNeil, who swaps sides with Iwobi, comes over to cover. Saka does well to keep it in play. But it goes out for an Everton throwing down the right side. And Saka has shrugged off that eye injury that he got. It went so big so quickly. But he seems to be alright now. Mikalenko steps over to take the throwing here on the right side. 19 minutes into the game. Sorry, 24 minutes into the game. Over the top, Anana flicks it into the path of Decore, and it's cleared away by Xhaka, but it hits his hand. It's going to be an Everton free kick here on the right side. Here we go with Arsenal now. The ball with Saliba. Ben White into Odegaard on the halfway line. Gets away from Dwight McNeil, but he's forced to go backwards. Dwight McNeil applying pressure. And he goes into the path of Gabriel on that left-hand side. And the Everton fans will be happy with that. Zinchenko. Backwards to Saliba. A few wayward passes by Arsenal. Ben White on this left-hand side into Bukayo Saka. Mikalenko forces him to lose the ball. And Idrissa Gana Gueye goes backwards to Tarkowski. And it's Connor Cody on this right side. And ladies and gentlemen, with each progressive pass, with each successful pressure, with each misplaced pass by Arsenal, Goodison Park gets louder and louder. And you can hear the support that these players, these fans are giving these players. Alex Iwobi on that right side. One-on-one against Martinelli, brings it central. Left foot out to the center side towards Mikalenko. Dwight McNeil, one-on-one against the defender, puts the ball in there. Iwobi tries to flick it on, but it's behind him. And Arsenal managed to clear it away, and it's Tarkowski now on the halfway line into his partner, Connor Cody. And again, Goodison Park is coming alive here, ladies and gentlemen. 26 minutes played. Ball over the top there, but Ramsdale gathers it in his hands. And Arsenal restart quickly with Thomas Partey on this left-hand side. Onana is tracking back. And he manages to find the pass to Saka on the right side. 1-1 against Mikalenko. Dwight McNeil is coming over to help, and he gets away from both of them. But he goes into the middle towards Partey. Partey has Martinelli down the left-hand side. He's got Odegaard to his right, but Dwight McNeil sticks a foot out, and Tarkowski's there to clear it away. And Saliba gets there ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin and finds Gabriel on the centre circle. Partey on the halfway line. Turns. Out to the right side towards Odegaard. Lays it into the middle towards Gabriel. Partey on the centre circle. Backwards to Gabriel. Out to the left-hand side towards Martinelli. Xhaka makes a run in behind. But Martinelli goes backwards to Gabriel. Here we go with Partey now on the centre circle. Sees the ball over the top towards Saka on the right side. He's in behind here. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. He squares him up, goes around the outside, puts the ball into the box, but it's headed away by Connor Cody. Dominic Calvert-Lewin will do well to get ahead of Saliba, and he does. And he gets away with the ball here, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Saliba's tracking back, and it goes out for an Everton throwing down the right side. That's what Everton fans will want from these players. Some purpose, some movement. Play for the team, play for the badge. Give it your all. That's all you ask for. Give it your all. And hope for the better. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? It's your boy Adam here live on Cow Sports Football. It's Everton 0, Arsenal 0. And Everton have started the game well. Can they carry on with this is the question. We'll have to wait and see. Arsenal still prodding away with Gabriel. Zinchenko on the centre circle. Has time to bring it forward into the Everton half. Squares it into Partey. Lets it run to Ben White. Out wide here towards Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. He tries to go around the outside this time. And Dwight McNeil's tracking back. And it goes out for an Arsenal throwing here on this right side. First time into Ben White. Thomas Partey into Zinchenko. Into Xhaka. Out wide towards Gabriel. Intercepted. But it falls to Xhaka and he goes back to Gabriel. Zinchenko now on the centre circle, bringing the ball forward here into Eddie Nketiah. Odegaard lays it, returns back to Eddie Nketiah, but Mikalenko's there. And he just clears it out for a throwing here on the right side. Stairway to heaven, how are you doing, my brother? Welcome to the stream. It's Everton 0, Arsenal 0 with 29 minutes played. And Everton are the ones who have come closest so far. And they lose the ball there, Thomas Partey, but Saliba's there to pick up the pieces. And it's Gabriel here on the left-hand side. Bringing the ball forward into the Everton half. And he turns it back to Saliba on the centre circle. And again, a misplaced pass. Ball over the top towards Saka, battling out against Mikalenko. Mikalenko's got a full shirt on him. Eddie Nketiah goes around the defender. And he goes for the roof of the net, but he hits it wide. Doesn't get it on target, and it's a goal kick here on the right side. First time, he does well, Saka. Gets away from the defender. Eddie Nketiah gets away from Tarkowski. He takes a shot, and you can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to go for the roof of the net, but absolutely sky-wide shot. Lately, I've not been able to watch football. I understand how United fans felt all these years. Why are you going to come here with the hate? Why are you going to come here with the hate? Like, come on, man. We know Arsenal are playing well right now. We know United have struggled. Saliba, into Saka, finds Odegaard, but he loses the ball here to Onana, gets away from Thomas Partey, and it comes out here towards Dwight McNeil. And it's intercepted there by Bukayo Saka, but Ben White can't come away with it. And it's intercepted there by Decore. Saka there on the halfway line, brought down by Mikalenko, free kick. I'm a Liverpool fan. My pain is much higher right now. Dude, man. It hurts. It hurts so much. You know what the problem is. You know what you need to do to fix it. But the board don't have the money to bring in the players. They brought in Gakpo, which I think wasn't the right guy, man. They should have gone for someone in midfield. Someone, anyone. You know, how much did they spend on Gakpo? 40 million. Saliba on the left-hand side. Plays it into Partey on the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side towards Martinelli, who keeps it in play. Alex Iwobi tracks back. Martinelli goes backwards to Xhaka. Xhaka into Partey. Intercepted there by Decore. And Everton come away with a ball here. 1-on-1 against Gabriel. He's waiting for Iwobi to make the overlapping run. But Decore holds onto it here. He gets away from Partey. And he gets the free kick here for Everton on that right side. If we went for Gakpo, we'd be playing Ox there. They spent 37 million on him. Everton 0, Arsenal 0 here on Couch Sports Football. Partey forced into an error there on that right side. And Everton have a free kick here. Again, Dominic Calvert-Lewin should be the one you aim for, and it is towards him, but Ramsdale is there to gather it in his hands. And Arsenal restart on the 32nd minute here on Couch Sports Football. Zinchenko. Backwards to Saliba. Saliba into... Sorry, Gabriel into Saliba. Saliba holds onto it into Partey. Ben White now on this left-hand side. Backwards to Odegaard, but it's intercepted there by Onana, who gets away from Odegaard on the sector side. He's got Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the box. AG Sagana against there. He puts it across the middle. Oh, and there's no one there. Dominic Calvert-Lewin could have gotten the end of it. No one's coming in on that back post. Onana does brilliantly, forces Arsenal into a mistake. He runs past Odegaard like he's not even there, and he just puts it on the 6-yard spot, and no one's coming in. Where is he? Iwobi should be busting a gut to get in on the back post. Should be busting a gut to get there on the back post, Alex Iwobi. Throwing for Everton on that right hand side again with each passing movement, with each progressive interception, tackle, forward pass, a pressure. Goodison Park is coming alive, which is what Arsenal need to understand. They need to slow the game down. They can't carry on playing at this tempo. Dominic Calvert-Lewin heads into Rather Dwight McNeil. He's got one player in the box, and he finds him, and Decore has a free head and hits it wide. How many chances do you want, Everton? You need to make these moments count. He could have controlled it. He could have done anything. Gabriel falls to the ground, and Decore hits it absolutely wide. Doesn't even get it on target. What are you doing, Abdoulaye Decore? Arsenal restart the game. They need to slow this game down, and they need to shut this park. Because as it stands, Goodison Park is going to be the reason why Everton win today. Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets away from Zinchenko, but it falls to Partey, and it's Gabriel into Saliba on the left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had 34 minutes played here with just over 10 of the 45 to go plus added time, and it's Everton 0, Arsenal 0 here on Couch Sports Football. Everton, with each minute this game is played, are coming into the game and playing like a completely different team. Goodison Park is chanting away. Definitely the 12th man. But here we go with Arsenal on that left-hand side with Granit Xhaka. He's got Eddie Nketiah, Saka and Odegaard to aim for, but he's forced backwards to Zinchenko. He squares it into Partey. Partey into Odegaard, who takes on the turn. Gets away from Dwight McNeil, but it's intercepted. and the ball finds Zinchenko. Partey into Ben White. Has Saka to his right. Odegaard through the middle, but he holds on to it. Ben White into Odegaard. Odegaard falls backwards to Ben White into Saka. One-on-one against Mikalenko. Goes backwards to Odegaard. In behind towards Ben White. Can he get there first? No, he can't. It goes out for a goal kick. 35 minutes played. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal just need to slow the game down. They can't play at this tempo because Goodison Park will swallow them. 36-minute played here on Carl Sports Football. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. How are we all doing in the chat? Are you an Everton fan? Are you an Arsenal fan? Or are you just a fan of football? From the goal kick, heading into the path of Idrissa Gana Gueye. Tarkowski goes out wide to Cody. Cody over the top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Alex Iwobi can't keep it in play. Goes out for a goal kick on this left-hand side. Ramsdale now over the top. But Gana Gueye wins the header. Decore flicks it on, but it's Saliba on the pole. Zinchenko back to Gabriel. Gabriel goes into Ramsdale on the left-hand side. And he goes short to Saliba. Out wide to Ben White. Dwight McNeil comes over to pressure. Saka manages to find a pass to Odegaard, who gets away from the Everton players, and he finds Partey on this left-hand side. Zinchenko gets away from Decore and finds Xhaka, who goes backwards to Gabriel. First time into Zinchenko. And And he goes backwards to Gabriel. Saliba into Partey. Xhaka. Gabriel on that left-hand side. Martinelli into Xhaka. Xhaka turns and goes into Saliba on this left-hand side. 37th minute play. This is what Arsenal need to do. Just move the ball about. Get Goodison Park sat back down. Don't play on a tempo that Goodison Park want. Just slow the game down, move it about, silence the stadium, remind Everton that we're the team in charge, and it'll work. But until then, if they don't play it like this, then Everton are just going to keep getting louder and louder, and Arsenal get swallowed up. Here we go with Ben White on the halfway line, bringing the ball forward. Saka's on his right, and he goes backwards to Saliba on this left-hand side, centre circle. Switches it out to that left-hand side towards Martinelli. Coleman comes over, so does Iwobi. Iwobi wins the ball, and Coleman just clears it away for an Arsenal throwing down that left-hand side. Ball cleared away into the path of Saliba on the centre circle. 39th minute played. Gabriel now into Xhaka on the left-hand side. Goes backwards to Gabriel on the halfway line, bringing it forward into the Everton half. Squares it into the path of Partey. Partey out wide here towards Ben White. Dwight McNeil comes over. Ben White holds on to it, tries to feed it into the path of Saka. Saka takes it in his stride. Odegaard goes backwards to Partey. Out wide here towards Ben White. Ben White 1-1 against Mikalenko. Whips the ball in there, but it's headed away by Cody. And it falls to Partey. In between two players, Zinchenko's forced to run backwards to retrieve the ball. And it's Gabriel now on this left-hand side. Partey. Into Ben White. Holds onto the ball over the top towards Saka, who's making the run behind. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Goes out for a goal kick on the right side. Everton restart here on the right side with Jordan Pickford. Long kick over the top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who manages to bring the ball down, but Gabriel's there to clean up. And it's going to be a free kick, Arsenal. Partey on the centre circle, out wide here to Bukayo Saka. Ben White. Forced to go out wide to Saka. Mikalenko applies the pressure, but he goes backwards to Partey. Partey on this left-hand side. Into the middle finds Zinchenko. Zinchenko now holds onto it. Goes out to that left-hand side towards Martinelli. 1-1 against Iwobi. Zinchenko backwards to Gabriel. Gabriel out wide to Xhaka on the left-hand side. Martinelli's ahead of him. And he does find the pass into him. Idrissa Gana Gueye comes to cover. And he's brought down Martinelli, but the free kick's given Arsenal's way here on that left-hand side. Martinelli goes down holding his head. Free kick down the left-hand side. 41 minutes played. Everton 0, Arsenal 0, ladies and gentlemen. And Martinelli has an opportunity for Arsenal to whip a ball into the box and get something on the end of it. Can Arsenal create here and silence this Goodison Park? Let's find out. Martinelli gives the signal. Right foot into the box. Goes over everyone, and Xhaka just clears it out for a goal kick. 42 minutes played. 2.5 to go. Pickford now to restart here. Long kick out from the back by Jordan Pickford. And it goes over everyone. It goes out for an Arsenal throwing down that left-hand side. Zinchenko steps over to take it for Arsenal. Into Xhaka, back to Zinchenko, but it's intercepted there by Decore. He finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who takes it in his stride. He's only got 3 players to aim for, but he holds onto it. Left foot into the box is blocked by Gabriel. Dominic Calvert-Lewin wins it back, but Martinelli's there. And it goes out for an Everton throwing down the right side. 43 minutes played. 1.5 to go of the 45 plus added time. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Coleman to take the throwing. Into Cody, back to Tarkowski on the halfway line. Over the top towards Coleman. Decore is there, but he's headed into the path of Ramsdale. And Arsenal restart here with Saliba on this left-hand side. Saliba on the 44th minute. Holds onto the ball, 1 minute to go. Lays it into Zinchenko. Zinchenko on this left-hand side. Bringing the ball forward. Switches it out wide here towards Saka. Saka brings the ball under control. Plays it into Ben White. Ben White turns to Partey. Partey on the centre circle. In the Everton half. Switches it out wide towards Martinelli. Iwobi's tracking back. And Martinelli holds onto it here. Into Partey. Partey goes out wide to Zinchenko, who's in between the lines here. Into Xhaka, who finds himself in the box across the 6-yard box. And it comes off the Everton man, and it goes out for a throwing down that left-hand side. Partey now. Plays for a foul throw, but the referee's having none of it. Saliba on the halfway line. Out wide to Ben White. Ben White holds onto it, looking for some movement ahead of him. Saka to his right. Eddie Nketiah makes a run into the box, but he squares it into Partey. Partey out wide here towards Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Dwight McNeil comes over to cover. Backwards to Ben White into Partey. Partey now with some space into Zinchenko. Decore comes over to cover. 3 minutes of added time. Goes out wide to Granit Xhaka. Returns it back to Zinchenko. But it's intercepted there by Idrissa Gana and he lets it out wide to Alex Iwobi, who holds onto the ball here. Gets away from Martinelli. And he's forced to go backwards to Coleman, who just clears it high up to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Gabriel wins the header. Xhaka goes back to Saliba on the centre circle. And it's Odegaard now. Back to Gabriel. Xhaka into the Everton half. Out wide to Martinelli. 1-on-1 against Iwobi. Goes round the outside. Gets away from him. Coleman comes over to apply the pressure. And it goes out for an Everton throwing on the right side. Saliba now on the ball. Into Ben White. He's forced to go backwards to Ramsdale. And he'll hold on to the ball here on this left-hand side. Clears the ball down the line. And Martinelli keeps it in play, but it's Everton who win the ball back on the right side. Mikalenko high up to the air, but a free kick's given Everton's way. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? 47th minute here, 1 minute left of the added time. Pickford high up into the air towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who heads it into Iwobi. Iwobi on the right side holds onto it. Overlapping run by Seamus Coleman, who's in behind here. Right foot into the box towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who heads it on! And it's just wide. Just heads it wide, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Great opportunity there for Everton on that right side to go a goal up before half time. Whipping ball into the box. Gets a header on it and it's just wide. Couldn't angle it towards goal. "47th minute with a couple of seconds to go. Everton nil, Arsenal nil, ladies and gentlemen. And there's half time, ladies and gentlemen. Here on Cal Sports Football, it is Everton nil, Arsenal nil. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll see you for the second half. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Second half coming up here on Car Sports Football, where we have Everton taking on Arsenal. Let's transition back over to the game. The players are coming out here. Everton players are out, Arsenal players are out here on Car Sports Football, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Connor Cody there asking his players to go again for the second half. Sean Dyche back on. He'll be happy with what he saw. Sorry, no. He'll be happy with moments that he saw from his starting 11, but he won't be happy with the chances they missed. Everton to restart the game here, shooting from left to right. Arsenal from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a big second half coming up here on Couch Sports Football. Philip Coleman to take the throwing here on the Shine side. Goes into Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Iwobi returns it back to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Iwobi comes away with the ball, but it forces Zinchenko. And he goes into Martinelli, who has time to turn. Surrounded by Everton players, but he manages to get away and find a pass. But it goes out for an Everton throwing down the Shine side. How are we all doing? Zinchenko on the Shine side clears the ball down the line into the path of Idrissa Gueye, who comes away with the ball into Dominic Calvert-Lewin, right foot across the box. But it's blocked and it comes out to Alex Iwobi, who puts the ball back into the box. Decore is there to bring the ball under control. Left foot, he holds onto it, tries to find someone, but there's no one there. Idrissa Gueye shot. Oh, and it's blocked. The offside flag goes up. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Everton win the ball with Mikalenko, but it goes out for an Arsenal throwing on the halfway line with Ben White to take it. Ben White now goes backwards to Ramsdale. Ramsdale into Gabriel on the Shrine side. Gabriel now bringing the ball forward to Saliba. Party on the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side towards Zinchenko. Bringing it into the Everton half. He turns away from Decore. And he goes backwards to Saliba. Saliba now on the ball. Out to the left-hand side towards Gabriel. Into Martinelli. Finds Party on the halfway line, who has time to turn. Odegaard makes a run into the box, but it goes out wide towards Bukayo Saka. Dwight McNeil comes over to cover. Saka goes backwards to Zinchenko, who has time to turn. Left over the top, out wide towards Saka. One-on-one against Mikalenko. Can't get away from him. Good defending there, and he clears it out for an Arsenal throwing. Zinchenko from the throwing. Backwards to Saliba. Zinchenko on the halfway line goes out wide to Ben White. And he holds on to the ball. Forced backwards to Saliba on this right side. Saliba into the middle left finds Gabriel. Gabriel on the right side into Partey. Partey has time to turn. And he goes into Saliba into Zinchenko. Zinchenko over the top towards Gabriel on the right side. And they manage to get away from the press and give themselves some space here, Arsenal. Into Zinchenko on the centre circle. Out to the second side towards Martinelli. 1-on-1 against Coleman. And he goes backwards to Gabriel. Saliba goes out wide to Ben White. Into Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Gets the pair of him this time. But Mikalenko's tracking back and wins the ball back and finds Onana. Dwight McNeil now on the ball. Forced to go backwards by Ben White. He loses the ball. And he goes out for a goal kick. I thought it was a corner, I'll be honest with you. "49 minutes played. Everton 0, Arsenal 0. Jordan Pickford to restart the game here on this left-hand side. Long kick off on the back, high up into the air. Dominic Calvert-Lewin jumps up, but it's headed away. And the free kick's given Arsenal's way here. Idrissa Gana Gueye wins the ball back off Zinchenko and he brings the ball forward into the Everton half. Out wide heel towards Decore. Decore lays it into Onana. Onana holds onto it. Odegaard's tracking back. He finds the pass into Idrissa Gana Gueye, but Gabriel is there. And Gabriel comes away with the ball. Into Zinchenko. Xhaka. Backwards to Ramsdale. Holds onto the ball out wide towards Ben White, who has space to bring the ball forward, but Dwight McNeil's tracking back, and he does get there, Dwight McNeil. But he manages to find a pass to Ben White, and it goes into Xhaka. Odegaard now has the ball out to the center side towards Martinelli, 1-on-1 against Connor Cody. Backwards to Xhaka, left foot shot is blocked. And Everton managed to just clear it away into the pass to Zinchenko here. And there's a player gone down here. But if it's not a head injury, why are you stopping the game, ref? But it's not a head injury, so why is the referee stop the game? I don't get it. Onana will remember that one. Zinchenko now. Goes backwards to Saliba on the right side in the centre circle. Short to Zinchenko, backwards to Saliba. First time into Gabriel. Gabriel into Xhaka. Xhaka on the halfway line, backwards to Saliba. Arsenal moving the ball about now. Ben White. Saliba. Into Zinchenko on the centre circle. Partey. Out to the left-hand side towards Martinelli on the touchline. Bringing the ball forward here. Coleman is ahead of him. Xhaka makes a rapid run and he finds him. Xhaka on this left-hand side. Whips the ball into the box over the top. But it's headed on by Dwight McNeil. Can he get there ahead of Ben White? Yes, he does, and he just clears it down the line. Dominic Calvert-Lewin charges down, and he wins the ball off Saliba, and he brings the ball forward here. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin out wide here towards Alex Iwobi. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. And Iwobi now. 1-on-1 against the defender. Right foot into the box, but can't get past the near man, and Arsenal managed to clear away with Martinelli. Xhaka over the top. Intercepted by Mikalenko. Heads it into the path of Dwight McNeil. On that left-hand side, Mikalenko makes a rapid run. Dwight McNeil deep into the box. But Zinchenko's there and he just chests it into the path of Ramsdale. Short to Partey on the edge of his own box. Like I said, Arsenal can't play to the crowd. Slow it down. Keep them quiet for a couple of minutes. And then move with purpose. Zinchenko now. Holding on to it. Trying to find some movement. Switches it out wide towards Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against Mikalenko. Dwight McNeil's tracking back. He goes around the outside of Mikalenko and he's defended well. It goes out for a corner on that right hand side. Corner taken short into Odegaard, back to Saka. Left foot shot is blocked. They're forced to Eddie Nketiah. His shot is blocked. And it's Ben White on the ball on the halfway line. High up into the air. Headed on by Tarkowski. Headed away by Ben White. It comes to Martinelli and he finds Granit Xhaka on this left-hand side who holds onto the ball on the halfway line. Goes backwards to Gabriel here. Zinchenko looking for some movement. Threads it in between the lines to Martinelli who gets away from Connor Cody out wide towards Bukayo Saka. Mikalenko's here. Everton are stretched here. 1-on-1 against Bukayo Saka. Backwards to Martinelli. Chips it into the box, but it's headed away by Tarkowski. And it falls to Ben White on that right side. Short to Martinelli. First time into Odegaard. Out wide towards Bukayo Saka. 1-on-1 against the defender. Back to Odegaard on that right side. Dinks it between the players into Saka. But he can't keep it in play and it goes out for a goal kick on this left-hand side for Everton. Everton restart on this left-hand side. Pickford to restart here on this left-hand side. Long kick off on the back by Jordan Pickford. Headed away by Xhaka. Flicked on by Mikalenko. Dominic Calvert-Lewin against Gabriel, but it falls to Partey. And Cody will head it away. Gabriel into the path of Saka. First time over the top, headed away by Connor Cody. Eddie Nketiah is there, but he wins the ball, Cody, and Pickford is there to clear it away. High up in towards Iwobi. Zinchenko lets it bounce. He clears it down the line. Only into the path of Decore. Iwobi on the ball. Gets away from Martinelli. Into the middle left finds Dwight McNeil on the centre circle who has time to turn. Out wide to Mikalenko down the left hand side. Bukayo Saka is tracking back, but he goes backwards to Tarkowski. Onana. Gone again. Out wide to Coleman. Back to Cody, and he goes all the way back to Pickford on this left hand side. Pickford short to Idrissa Gana again. He goes into the path of Connor Cody. Everton doing better here with their passing. Seamus Coleman over the top towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin who brings the ball under control. Backwards to Decore. Decore holds on to it out wide here towards Iwobi who's got space. 1-on-1 against Zinchenko. Ball point to the box, headed away. And it comes out to Mikalenko. What are you doing, Mikalenko? What are you doing? When have you ever scored a goal from there? It falls to him bouncing. He's never half volleyed it and he just skies it. Control the ball and keep the passenger player alive. Here we go with Arsenal on the ball. With Partey. Short to Zinchenko. Bringing the ball forward. Out to the left hand side towards Martinelli. 1-on-1 against the defender. Puts the ball over the top towards Eddie Nketiah. But Tarkowski is there to head it away. And Connor Cody will just help it down the line. But he only finds Zinchenko. And Zinchenko has space to bring it forward. But it's intercepted well by Onana. And Idrissa Gana Gueye has it now. Onana now on the turn. Oh, gets away from Partey with a bit of skill. Idrissa Gana Gueye out wide here towards Iwobi. Dwight McNeil makes overlapping run. Iwobi goes on his own. Switches it out wide. Leaves it to Onana. He can't take it in his stride, but they keep it in play here. Down that left-hand side. Martinelli's back. Here we go with Idrissa Gana Gueye into Iwobi. Loses the ball and Arsenal now come away with it here with Martinelli on the right side and he charges with the ball but Iwobi can't get there and he gets away from Idrissa Gana Gueye and he comes out to the left-hand side towards Eddie Nketiah. 1-on-1 against the defender, drives him into the box and he gets away from all of them across the middle. Odegaard! over the top, and it's a goal kick, and that came from a mistake, and that is not what Everton want to do. They do not want to have those mistakes. Needs to get it out of their game. Arsenal are making a substitution here. Jorginho's come on here for Arsenal. Wow. Who's he taking off? Partey and Martinelli go off for Trossard and Jorginho. Wow. Interesting. Jorginho just doesn't sit right wearing red. You know, he wears blue for Italy, he wears blue for Chelsea. Seeing red just doesn't look right. Pickford now from the goal kick into Cody on this left hand side. Returns it back to Pickford. 59th minute played. Everton nil, Arsenal nil. Long kick over the top, headed on by Dominic Calvert-Lewin into the path of Iwobi. Iwobi 1-on-1 against Zinchenko. Coleman makes overlapping run, but he holds onto it here. Iwobi tries to go around the outside of Xhaka, right foot into the box, but it comes off. Xhaka, and it goes out for a corner down the right side. Here we go, the corner down the right side for Everton. Dwight McNeil steps over to take it. Dwight McNeil now with the left foot into the box. Can he find someone? It goes over everyone, and he's managed to go into the back of the net. And it's that man, James Tarkowski, former Dyche boy over at Burnley, but he's now a Dyche boy at Everton. And Goodison Park comes alive on the 60th minute here on Cal Sports Football. Is the tide turning for Everton? Can Sean Dyche turn it around, ladies and gentlemen? Well, he has 30 minutes left in this game. Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1-0 here on Cal Sports Football with Tarkowski with the goal. Wow, 60th minute, ladies and gentlemen, we have a game on our hands. Xhaka out wide to Zinchenko over the top, and it's intercepted there by Onana. And he goes backwards to Jordan Pickford on this left hand side. Over the top towards Zinchenko. The Onana into Iwobi, holds onto it, gets away from the player, goes backwards to Coleman on this left hand side. 62 minutes played, Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Connor Cody on the ball here. Backwards to Pickford. They can't get complacent now. Carry on playing the way you were playing. Gabriel heads it high up into the air. Jorginho's there, into the path of Onana, on the centre circle to the core. Backwards to Idrissa Gana Gueye, into Onana. Onana has time to turn. Lays it into the path of Dwight McNeil. And he goes out wide to Mikalenko, who can't get away from Saka. Saka has the ball and he drives with it forward. And he's just brought down, and that's going to be a yellow card for Mikalenko. 1-0 here for Everton. Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal on 99 victories against Everton. One victory away from reaching 100. But they currently are a goal down against Arsenal. Wow. Zinchenko. Out to the left-hand side towards Trossard. Trossard now. Goes backwards to Gabriel. Out to the left-hand side towards Trossard. One-on-one against the defender. Tries to go around the outside. Holds onto it here. Coleman is there. He goes around the inside this time. Puts the ball into the box. But it comes off Coleman. And it goes out for a corner down the left-hand side. Odegaard to take the corner here. Leaves it to Trossard. Trossard to take the corner now. Dwight McNeil is on the line. Trossard now whips it in there. Can't get it past the first man, who's on the edge of the box, and it's cleared away. And Zinchenko goes backwards to Ramsdale on the centre circle. Out wide there towards Gabriel. And Saka takes it in his stride and gets away from Onana. 1-2 with Odegaard inside Nketiah. Odegaard on the edge of the box on the right side. Inside Nketiah. He's going back towards goal. He's forced to go backwards, and Idrissa Gana Gueye is there. And they clear it away. They claim for a penalty, Arsenal. But he's going to give it the other way. I thought the foul went the other way. What are they claiming for? Oh, is it a handball? Is that what they're claiming for? Oh, Neil Mope here. No, that's not a penalty. '65th minute here. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Pickford now to restart in the 65th minute. Gives the signal here. Long ball over the top. In towards Neil Mope. Headed away by Saliba. It falls to Jorginho. High up into the air, but it goes out for an Everton throwing. And we know Neil Mope has history with Arsenal. Neil Mope has history with Arsenal. Over the top. Headed away by Jorginho. Flicked on. But it's intercepted there by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Out wide towards Dwight McNeil on the left-hand side. Brings the ball forward here down the touchline. Ben White and Jorginho tracking back. Dwight McNeil pulls the ball into the box. But there's no one there for Everton, and Ramsdale gathers it in his hands and just clears it high up over the top towards Trossard. But Coleman is there. And he brings the ball under control and gets away from it. He will be now on the ball. Idrissa Gana Gueye, can't get away from Odegaard, who snaps it off him, and he drives with the ball. Eddie Nketiah and Trossard, he gets it. Oh, great defending by Conor Cody, but he loses it to Xhaka, who dinks it out wide to Bukayo Saka. One against Mikalenko, who's on a yellow card. Ball point to the box, but Pickford is commanding and gathers it in his hands here on this left-hand side. Neil Mope goes backwards to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Holds onto the ball, comes out wide here towards Iwobi. Over the top towards Neil Mope. Saliba heads it away, but it's Onana. Tries to return it back to Neil Mope. But he hasn't got the speed, and Saliba clears it away. Bukayo Saka with his back towards goal. Returns it back to Ben White. Eddie Nketiah can't get there ahead of... Sorry, Tarkowski can't get away. Ben White loses the ball there on an honor. And he's going to get a yellow card there. Oh, is he? Yeah, he's going to get a yellow card there on honor. Nah, he doesn't win the ball. '69th minute, ladies and gentlemen. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal restart the game here with Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko on the shine side. Bringing the ball forward here. Into the path of Jorginho. Out wide to Granit Xhaka. Goes backwards to Zinchenko on the centre circle. He's got Saka to his right, but it goes through the middle and into Odegaard, who gets away from Idrissa Gana out to the left-hand side towards Trossard. 1-over against Tarkowski. Couple of step overs down the left-hand side. But it comes off Tarkowski. Goes out for a corner here. 69th minute played here. Corner down the left-hand side for Arsenal. They've conceded from one. Can they score from one? 70th minute played. Everton 1. Arsenal 0. Trossard to give the signal. Needs a better cross than he did before. He manages to get past the first man. But he can't get past the near post. And Onana's there to head it out. And it goes out for an Arsenal throwing. Zinchenko to take the throwing here. Into Jorginho. Back to Zinchenko. Over the top. But Decore is there. It forces Zinchenko. But it's intercepted by Everton. It falls to Trossard down the left-hand side. Iwobi's there. And it comes off the Arsenal man. It came off the Arsenal man, mate. Zinchenko now to take the throwing here. 70th minute played. 20 minutes to go. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Zinchenko now. Backwards to Jorginho. Jorginho turns. Into the middle finds Saliba on the centre circle. Out wide to Ben White. Saka to his right. Odegaard through the middle, but he holds on to it. Into the path of Jorginho, who has time to turn. Into Zinchenko, but it's behind him, and Zinchenko's forced to run to win that ball back, and it's Trossard now. Into the box towards Eddie Nketiah, but it's headed away, and Decore clears it into the path of Neil Maupay, but it's intercepted there by Gabriel, and Decore will try and win it back, but it goes up for a throwing here for Arsenal on the halfway line. Saka can't get away from the player. It falls to Ghana Gate. Wide to Dwight McNeil. Tries to clear it down the line, but he only finds Ben White. And it goes out for a throwing here on that left-hand side for Everton. Everton 1, Arsenal 0, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Throwing here for Everton down the left-hand side. Over the top towards Saliba, who clears it away. And Cody just ushers it back to the keeper. Pickford here on this left-hand side. Pickford now. Over the top towards Coleman. Bringing the ball into the Arsenal half. Out wide here towards Iwobi. Coleman makes overlapping run. And Iwobi goes into Decore. Backwards to Cody. Into Decore. Out wide here to Garnacate. Decore backwards to Cody. Into the middle finds Pickford. Clears the ball high up into the air. Towards Iwobi, who brings the ball down on the touchline. Zinchenko is all over him. And he goes backwards to Connor Cody. But his pass is intercepted by Odegaard, who has the ball on the edge of the box here on the try side. Into Trossard, 1-on-1 against the defender. Lays it into Xhaka, left foot into the box. And Pickford gathers it in his hands. 73 minutes played. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Pickford now to restart. Long kick out from the back. And it goes over everyone. Neil Maupay is there. Saliba heads it into the path of Ben White, who hits it high up into the air. Idrissa Gana Gueye batting it out against Eddie Nketiah. It falls to Doucouré. Onana back to Doucouré. Into Neil Maupay. Brought down by Saliba. It falls to Doucouré. Into the path of Onana. Onana out to that left hand side towards Dwight McNeil. 1-on-1 against the defender. Goes on the outside. He's 1-on-1 against Saliba. Tries to put a ball into the box. And it goes out for a corner. Down that left hand side for Everton. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? 75th minute played. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Where are you from? Are you an Everton fan? Are you an Arsenal fan? Or are you just a fan of football? This is a platform for all football fans around the world to come together and talk football. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you support. If you watch the international sport of this planet Earth, this is the platform for you. Everton are a goal up on the 75th minute. Can they get another one from the corner? Iwobi with the ball into the box. Onana is there. It's ricocheting about. And it's going to come back to Iwobi across the 6-yard box. Doucouré is there. Neil Maupay is there. The offside flag goes up. Arsenal restart here on the try side on the 75th minute. Saliba on the 6-yard box. With Ramsdale, Jorginho on the edge of his own box. First time into Eddie Nketiah, but it's intercepted. Doucouré tries to flick it on. But there's no one there for Everton, and Arsenal win the ball back with Jorginho out wide to Martin Odegaard. Short to Jorginho, back to Odegaard, into Zinchenko on the centre circle, out to the left-hand side towards Xhaka. He's got Trossard ahead of him, and Zinchenko square. And he goes into Zinchenko. Zinchenko out to the left-hand side to Trossard. Trossard holds the ball, but he can't get away from Doucouré. Goes out for a throwing for Arsenal. Taken quickly. Into Gabriel. Xhaka. Into Saliba. Jorginho turns on the centre circle. Finds Odegaard. Odegaard now can't get away from the Everton players, and it falls to Dwight McNeil, and it's Iwobi on the right side, who's got 1-on-1 against Gabriel. He forces him down the right side. The shot is blocked, and it'll go out for a throwing here on the right side for Everton. Deep in the Arsenal half. Looks like Vieira's coming on here for Odegaard. Wow. You go chasing a game and you take off Martin Odegaard. Interesting. Interesting. Coleman now to take the throwing here on the try side for Everton. Coleman now on the try side. No urgency to take the throwing for Everton. Goes into Iwobi, back to Coleman. Gets away from Zinchenko. Into Gana Gueye, out wide to Iwobi. Iwobi holds on to it here and goes into the middle towards Cody, who flicks it on. Doucouré can't get there, and it falls to Vieira. Here we go with Jorginho, Eddie Nketiah, back to Xhaka, into Vieira, backwards to Saliba, out wide to Ben White here on the right side, to Saka. Saka takes in his stride here, over the top towards Trossard on the centre side, who's free, cuts away from Iwobi, right foot shot is blocked. Pickford parries it away, but it falls to Doucouré. And Everton come away with the ball here on the centre side with Abdoulaye Doucouré. Neil Maupay to his left, and he finds him. Maupay, can he return the pass? He's going to hold on to it here. And he goes backwards to Onana on the centre circle. Clever play there by Everton. Tarkowski. Connor Cody. Out to that left-hand side towards Doucouré. Is he in onside? He's not. He's offside, and Arsenal restart here on the 78th minute, ladies and gentlemen. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Zinchenko on the centre circle. Goes backwards to Saliba. Saliba, who has time to turn, goes out wide to Ben White. Ben White into Jorginho. Backwards to Saliba on the centre circle. Squares it onto the kickoff spot to Zinchenko. First time into Xhaka. Out to the left hand side towards Gabriel. Gabriel has Trossard to his left and Xhaka through the middle. He goes into Xhaka. Idrissa Gana Gueye shocking back. Ball whips into the box. Over the top. It falls to Saka. Right foot is over the top. And it goes over for a goal kick. 79th minute played. '79th minute. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Onana can't get away from Xhaka and it falls to Saliba, who's brought down by Neil Maupay. Free kick Arsenal on the right side. Gabriel into Zinchenko. Zinchenko on the right side, bringing the ball forward here. Left foot over the top towards Vieira. Vieira out wide to Bukayo Saka. Mikalenko comes over to cover. He is on a yellow card. He'll have to be careful. Left foot into the box. It's over everyone. Trossard will try and keep it in play. But it goes out for a goal kick on the left hand side. And ladies and gentlemen, we are on the 80th minute here on Cal Sports Football. How are we doing? Pickford to restart here. 10 minutes of the 90 to go plus added time. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Pickford now to restart on the left hand side. Wow, we have an Inter Milan, AC Milan derby. Do I do that street? No idea. Long kick off from the back by Pickford, high up into the air. Neil Maupay wins the header, but he only finds Jorginho and Saliba. Sorry, no, the referee pulls it back for a free kick here. Xhaka, first time into Vieira, backwards to Jorginho, out wide to Ben White on the halfway line. Bring the ball forward here, into Saka. Saka again, forced to quickly find the pass, but it's intercepted there by Idrissa Gana Gueye. And it's Mikalenko out to the left hand side towards Dwight McNeil, who's brought down. No free kick given. Saka first time into Xhaka. Xhaka into Trossard. 1-on-1 against Denver. Right foot. Tries the Gerard De La Foy shot. Goes out for a goal kick on this left hand side. Eight and a half to go. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Over the top. Headed away by Xhaka, but he only heads it backwards to Neil Maupay. And it falls to Jorginho. Xhaka into Vieira. Intercepted by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Falls to Gabriel. Jorginho goes backwards to Saliba. Saliba on the edge of his own box. Goes out wide to Ben White, but it's intercepted by Tarkowski. Bringing the ball forward here down the left-hand side. Into Neil Maupay. Backwards to Dwight McNeil. Goes down that left-hand side. Gets away from Ben White. Tries to put it across the middle. But it comes off the Arsenal man and it goes out for a corner on that left-hand side. Arsenal are rattled, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal are rattled. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Iwobi comes over to take the corner down the left-hand side. 83rd minute here on Cal Sports Football. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. A second goal here makes the Premier League beautiful. Headed away. Falls to Tarkowski, right foot, gets away from the defender. But the referee pulls it back for a handball. Saliba into Gabriel on the shine side. First time into Xhaka. Xhaka on the shine side into Jorginho, and he loses the ball here to Neil Maupay, who takes a shot from distance. Maybe he shouldn't have. And it falls to Ramsdale. Saliba on the shine side. 83rd minute into Zinchenko. Zinchenko bringing the ball forward here. Over the top towards Bukayo Saka. Headed on by Dwight McNeil. And it goes out for a throwing here on the Shine side. Ben White to take the throwing here on the Shine side. And it goes out for another Arsenal throwing here. 84th minute played, ladies and gentlemen. Over the top. And Eddie Nketiah brings him down. Free kick, Everton on the left-hand side. 84th minute played, ladies and gentlemen. And Ben White is coming off here for Tomiyasu. Pickford to restart here on this left-hand side. 85th minute played. How are we to it? Pickford to restart. And the Pickford gets a yellow card there. '85th minute played. Jordan Pickford gets a yellow card here. Jordan Pickford now from the goal kick. Left foot high up into the air towards Decore. Goes over everyone. Neil Mope will try and charge this down against Tomiyasu, but Tomiyasu goes back to Ramsdale. 6-yard box over the top. And it goes out for an Everton throwing here down the left-hand side. Coleman now to take the throwing here on the left-hand side. Seamus Coleman into Neil Mope, headed away by Zinchenko. Xhaka backwards to Saliba, into the path of Gabriello here on the Shine side. Gabriel into Jorginho. Jorginho has time to turn to bring the ball forward into the centre circle. Saka is right. Vieira is left. Over the top to Trossard down the left-hand side. Iwobi's tracking back. Left foot into the box. It falls to Eddie Nketiah, but Idrissa Gana's gay is there, and it falls to Iwobi, but he lets that go out for and Everton throwing down the left-hand side. 87th minute played. Coleman to take the throwing here. Long throwing by Coleman into Iwobi. And it goes out for an Arsenal throwing on the halfway line down the Shine side. Zinchenko to take the throwing. Into Jorginho, and he finds Saliba on the Shine side. Saliba now. Out wide to Tomiyasu. Into Bukayo Saka. Backwards to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu on the halfway line squares it into Zinchenko on the centre circle. 2 minutes to go. Zinchenko on the left-hand side into Trossard. Trossard 1-1 against Iwobi. Goes on the outside this time. Drives with the ball into Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu takes it out of his feet to Bukayo Saka. Dwight McNeil's coming over to cover. Lays it into the path of Vieira across the 6-yard box, and it comes off Idrissa Gana Gay. And it goes out for a corner down that right side. 88th minute. Bukayo Saka to take the corner here. Bukayo Saka to take the corner down that right hand side of the pitch. They are a goal down. A loss today is not good enough for Arsenal. But it'd be brilliant for Everton. Let's see what Arsenal can do from this corner. Saka into the box. Headed away by the goal scorer Tarkowski. And Coleman just hits it high up into the air. And it falls to Vieira on the halfway line, who goes backwards to Ramsdale. Dwight McNeil charges him down. Ramsdale clears it down the line. But Mikalenko's there to win the header, and it goes up for an Arsenal throwing on the right side. Backwards to Saliba on the right side. Here we go, Zinchenko on the halfway line. 89th minute, ladies and gentlemen. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Zinchenko takes a shot from distance. What is he doing there? What is Zinchenko doing there? Left foot takes a shot. And it goes over. Goal kick on this left-hand side. Another opportunity for Pickford to waste time. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. This is going to be a huge game if it stays like this, ladies and gentlemen. This result has huge ramifications in the league. Jorginho on the right side, bringing the ball forward here for Arsenal. Goes out wide to Gabriel. Saliba now on the ball in the Arsenal half. 10 seconds to go on the 90. Headed away by Tarkowski. Onana brings the ball down and he drives with it. He's got Neil Maupay ahead of him, but he can't get away from Saliba. He'll try and win the ball back, Onana, and Saliba's forced to go backwards. And he wins the ball back, Onana. He keeps it in play. And it goes up for an Everton throwing, and there's 6 minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes of added time. Mikalenko goes all the way back to Ramsdale for a goal kick. Zinchenko now on the right side. Bringing the ball forward here. Over the top towards Mikalenko. Can't get away from Saka. Saka on that right side. Goes out for a corner here for Arsenal. Saka now to take the corner here on this right side. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal have a corner down that right side on the 91st minute. Goes out to the edge of the box to Zinchenko, and again over the bar. Everton 1, Arsenal 0. 92nd minute here, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Pickford to take the goal kick. He's on a yellow card, so he'll have to be careful. Long kick over the top. Headed on by Gabriel into the pass of Zinchenko here on the right side. He'll keep it in play here. And Zinchenko now comes away with the ball. Bringing the ball forward here. Over the top towards Bukayo Saka, but it's intercepted by Dwight McNeil. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. And he gets there ahead of Tomiyasu. And he tries to get away from him, but he's brought down. And Saka wins the comes away with the ball. Jorginho into the passes Xhaka. Xhaka on the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side towards Trossard. Trossard 1-1 against Coleman. Iwobi's tracking back. Tries to feed it into Eddie Nketiah. And it's intercepted by Idrissa Gana again. Doucouré loses the ball to Trossard, but it falls to Idrissa Gana again. He's brought down. Free kick, Everton. 93rd minute here. 3 minutes of added time left to play, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Another defeat to Arsenal, so it looks like. Pickford now to restart on the 93rd minute. Just over 2 of the 6 minutes added time. Headed by Zinchenko. Decore gets there. But the free kick's given Arsenal's way. Oh, sorry, throwing. He's given the throwing. Zinchenko now. Goes backwards to Xhaka. And Neil Maupay loves this. Neil Maupay loves this. He loves this. He loves it. Neil Maupay knows exactly what he's doing. Neil Maupay knows exactly what he's doing. Referee's just having a word. He's just having a look. Let's see what's going on. This is just wasting Arsenal's time. What is Neil Maupay doing, man? He just grabs him. 2 yellow cards. 1 for Maupay, 1 for Zinchenko. Ramsdale to restart here. Xhaka goes backwards to Jorginho. The 96th minute is up, ladies and gentlemen. And Neil Maupay is brought down. Free kick, Everton. Here on this left-hand side. 96th minute, ladies and gentlemen. Everton 1. Arsenal 0. This is huge in the Premier League. Everton fans wishing for this final whistle. There's going to be a few minutes at a time. There's a kerfuffle down this right side with Neil Maupay. Pickford to restart. Let's hear the eruption, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be a huge celebrations when the whistle's blown. Pickford up top towards Decore. Sorry, Onana, who can't bring the ball under control. Goal kick on this right side for Arsenal. Ramsdale to restart here. Short to Saliba. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. The full time has been played. And it's Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Sean Dyche has managed to pull 3 points and a clean sheet out of nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we love football. Before the game, 99.9% probability of Arsenal winning the game. The only 0.1% you give to Everton is the fact that they were in the game. It was Everton against Arsenal. They only had a 0.1% chance of winning this game. And in the 60th minute, a former Dyche boy comes up large from the corner. What is Odegaard doing defending Tarkowski? That's a mismatch, but Tarkowski heads it into the back of the net, makes it 1-0, and gives Everton something to build on. The last 30 minutes, probably thought it was 3 weeks for Everton fans. That's how long it was. But ladies and gentlemen, Everton, Sean Dyche has got the 3 points, and they are now 17th with over 15 games to play. Ladies and gentlemen, this Premier League relegation battle is not over. And Onana, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Tarkowski, Cody, Gay, Decore, Iwobi, Dwight McNeil, they have got players that can play football, and it's Sean Dyche the man. to get them out of danger? We'll have to find out. But let's talk about Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. I said it in the game against Newcastle at St. James's Park. Is the mental state required to win the league? Have Arsenal got that? You saw the tempers flare at St. James's Park with Arteta against Eddie Howe, the players getting involved on the pitch. Everton, Goodison Park came alive today, and Arsenal started to slowly go back to their old ways, and they started not playing the way we expected from them. And then towards the end of the game, when he's coming away from the Zinchenko, someone who's used to winning titles, loses the plot and just goes into what Neil Maupay wants and just wasting time, taking shots, pop shots. When has Zinchenko scored a goal from 40 yards out? He goes for goal. You know, players that don't have the experience of winning, do they have the mental capacity to win the league? We've seen it at St. James's Park. They drop points. They've lost points at Goodison Park where they've made an atmosphere. Can that be something that teams work on when they play Arsenal? Make it a fortress, make it hard for Arsenal to play, make the stadium the 12th man. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so many factors that go into play when talking about who wins a league and how they win it. The mental capacity is definitely one of them. The question is, do Arsenal have it in them? They've got the technical ability, that's without question. But have they got the mental capacity? Because moments like this, when the game's not going your way, you need to slow the game down, quieten the crowd. You know, make Goodison Park silent and then move with purpose. But they just wanted. There are moments in this game where it was end to end, and that only benefits the home side. Ladies and gentlemen, can Arsenal still win the league if they can't control themselves mentally and emotionally? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I'll see you next time.